Hey everyone, it's Erin from wellplated.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make my buffalo chicken pizza. It's cheesy, a little spicy, the chicken is super juicy, and I'm going to top it with a surprise kind of cheese at the end. Let's kick it off. What gives this pizza its signature, super addictive flavor is the one, the only, buffalo sauce. This sauce originated in Buffalo, New York in a bar, or so the story goes. And if you've tried it, then you know, woo, it has got a kick. We'll be using 1 cup. This is gonna form the base for our super sassy pizza. And then I'm gonna doctor it up. Got some chili powder and a little bit of garlic powder. I love using garlic powder when I can get away with it because, let's be honest, mincing fresh garlic is kind of a pain. Whisk it all up. I love this little whisk for sauces and dressings. I'll link to it in the video notes. Ahead of time, I made some shredded chicken by cooking it on the stove because it is so simple. You can also make it in the Instant Pot or in the crock pot. I will link to methods for all 3 below. And of course, if you're in a hurry, there is absolutely nothing wrong with picking up a rotisserie chicken from the store and shredding it yourself. However you make your shredded chicken, you'll need about 2.5 to 3 cups worth, and then you want to pour that buffalo sauce all over the top. We're giving it a stir. I know this looks super saucy, but that is exactly what we are going for. Woo! Got a kick already. Okay, ready for our toppings. I like to add a red onion. It gives a little bit of a bite that offsets the spiciness of the sauce. Ooh! You can dice it or slice it however you like. And then we're also going to need some green onion, and that is to garnish the pizza after it comes out of the oven. We preheat our oven to 425 degrees, and then it is time to roll out the dough. I'm just using store-bought dough because I didn't have a chance to make it from scratch today. But if you do want to make your own dough, it's actually super easy. I will link to my favorite go-to pizza crust in the notes below. It only takes an hour, including the rise time, and you can make it days if you want in advance and keep it in the refrigerator or freezer. If your dough has been in the refrigerator, don't forget to pull it out about a half hour before you want to roll it. All right, speaking of roll, got our rolling pin. Be sure that you apply plenty of flour to your rolling pin and to the dough so that it doesn't stick. Roll it out into a rough rectangle or an oval. Don't stress over the shape here. It is not appearances that are going to make this pizza absolutely delicious. I like to roll my dough about 1/2 inch thick. If you like a thicker crust pizza, you can leave it a bit thicker. Don't go too much thinner though, because as you'll see, we are loading this pizza up, and you want to make sure that your dough is up to the task. If you like the look of this recipe, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe below for even more tasty, easy meals. Next up, we transfer our pizza to a parchment-lined baking sheet. I love using these pre-cut parchment sheets. They are the perfect size, and unlike parchment paper from a roll, they don't flip up on you. Time for our buffalo chicken. Let's get the good stuff. Use a big spoon and get all of that saucy, meaty goodness right on. I know it looks like a ton, but just trust me and go with it. Spread your chicken out into an even layer, and leave about a 1/2 inch border all the way around for the crust. And now the cheese, the part we've been waiting for. First up, we gotta keep it classic with some shredded mozzarella. I also like to use provolone cheese because it has a little bit more flavor and it works well with this all-American pizza. You can choose your favorite or switch it up and do a blend of each. Whenever possible, I like to shred it myself from the block because it melts more nicely than the kind that you get in the bag. I think that's good. What am I saying? You can never have too much cheese, especially for game day. Beautiful. Ta-da! Remember that surprise I mentioned earlier? Here it is. This is our second kind of cheese that we are putting on. It is blue cheese, which I know is a little unusual for pizza, but it is right at home with the buffalo theme here. It's a nod to the blue cheese dressing that is a classic dip with buffalo chicken wings. It's creamy, a little salty, and a really nice balance to the sauce. If your family isn't a fan of blue cheese, you can always swap feta or even cubed cream cheese. Sprinkle on your red onion, and now we are ready to bake. This beauty goes into the oven for 15 to 18 minutes until the crust is golden and the cheese is bubbly and gooey and starting to brown on top. Hello, lover. Oh ho ho, would you look at this beauty. All right, I'm gonna lift it onto the cutting board. I just like to use the parchment paper. Be careful and watch your fingers. I might have gone a little overboard on the cheese here, but is that even possible? I didn't think so. I am dying to dive in, but it's burning hot, so to distract myself, I'm gonna sprinkle on a little of that green onion that we chopped earlier. This is going to give it some bite, a little bit of freshness, and of course that beautiful green color. This smells absolutely incredible. Oh, it's so cheesy and I can smell that buffalo sauce. Definitely glad that we did those two kinds of cheese. All right, now I am just going to slice it up. I don't know what it is about buffalo chicken pizza or other non-traditional pizzas, but I just love cutting them into squares. Okay, I can see that this is still steaming and I'm getting the yummy scent of that buffalo chicken. You should let this cool a little bit, so do as I say, not as I do, because I cannot stand the suspense anymore. Woo, baby! Look at that cheese, and I want it all. All right, here we go. That is amazing. I don't even care how you feel about football. It is worth it just to make this pizza, and even if there's not a game, you've got to try this for a week meal. That buffalo sauces get to me a little bit. Careful, that kick will sneak up on you in the end. I love how meaty and saucy this is. The cheese is super ooey gooey. And that blue cheese, I know that makes a few people kind of nervous, but it just adds this awesome little saltiness to it that is offset by the bite of the green onion and the red onion. I also can't believe how incredibly easy this was to make. It truly combines the best of two worlds, pizza and buffalo wings. Really, what more can you ask for? And it tastes way, way better than delivery too. Gotta go in there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.